Imagine driving to work, music playing, coffee in hand, thinking you're just another commuter blending into traffic. But what if every move you made, every turn, every stop, every moment of hesitation was being tracked, logged, analyzed, and silently judged? Not by a person, not by a police officer, but by a machine, a camera, a hidden eye, mounted on poles, traffic lights, bridges, watching your car, scanning your license plate, uploading your location in real time to databases you've never heard of, owned by people you didn't elect, operated under programs you'll never see. This is not a theory. This is happening across the United States, across Europe, across more countries than you think. The name for this technology? ALPR, Automated License Plate Recognition. A dry, technical name for what might be the most overlooked surveillance weapon of the 21st century. It doesn't need your phone. It doesn't care if you turned off GPS. It doesn't ask your permission. If you have a car, you are part of this system, whether you know it or not, whether you consented or not. Here's how it works. High-speed cameras capture your license plate as you pass by, sometimes hundreds of times a day. These plates are converted into machine-readable text and instantly compared with databases that include everything from unpaid parking tickets to criminal watch lists. But that's just the surface. These systems don't forget. They build a map of your life, where you work, where you shop, what time you go to the gym, what protest you attended, whose house you parked in front of, and how long you stayed there. Patterns emerge, habits are established, and those habits become a profile, a digital shadow of your existence. They call it traffic safety. They say it helps find stolen cars, track down suspects, keep the roads secure. But behind the PR-friendly language lies a darker truth. In city after city, private companies operate these systems and sell access to law enforcement, and sometimes even to private buyers, without warrants, without oversight, without your knowledge. It's not just about policing crime, it's about predicting behavior. In the US, companies like Vigilant Solutions, now part of Motorola, have amassed databases with billions of scans. Billion. With a B, this data is shared with thousands of police departments, ICE, even private insurance firms. And if you think opting out is an option, think again. Some systems are mobile, mounted on tow trucks, patrol cars, even garbage trucks. Others are embedded into toll booths, parking garages, retail centers. You don't see them, but they see you. They see your vehicle, your location, your patterns. And it's spreading. Fast. In the UK, ANPR, automatic number plate recognition, is so widespread, it captures up to 30 million plates per day. In France, it's tied to ecozone restrictions, silently deciding who gets fined. In Germany, it was used to monitor lockdown compliance. In the Netherlands, it's been quietly integrated with facial recognition cameras. In Spain, city councils are piloting AI-based tracking zones. In Canada, discussions are underway to sync plate data with digital ID programs. In Australia, it's being tested alongside social credit scoring pilot systems. In China, it's already standard. There is no public debate, no referendum, no warning signs at city borders saying, "You are now entering a 24/7 surveillance zone." Instead, it's rolled out incrementally, invisibly, under the radar, and once installed, it never goes away. Residents often don't realize what's happened until someone is flagged, wrongly accused, or denied a service based on location history alone. The systems aren't advertised. They're hidden, normalized, integrated into daily infrastructure so deeply that most people have stopped noticing. But the most chilling part? The integration. License plate data is no longer siloed. It's being linked with facial recognition, social media activity, geolocation histories, credit data, biometric behavior, medical history, even predictive policing algorithms. Your car is now a mobile data point in a real-time behavioral analysis grid, one that updates constantly, learns from your routines, and begins to suggest conclusions about who you are, not just where you've been. Let that sink in. You are being profiled, judged, scored, not for what you did, but for what you might do. Driving late at night, visiting a high-risk area, parking near a protest. That data is stored, flagged, cross-referenced with social graphs, political affiliations, even your online purchases. And one day, it might be used to deny you a loan, raise your insurance rate, cancel your rideshare privileges, trigger alerts at border crossings, or mark you as a person of interest. Now ask yourself this: when did you consent to any of this? The truth is, you didn't, because you were never asked. That's the genius of silent surveillance. It doesn't need your participation. It thrives in your ignorance. And it hides behind layers of plausible deniability. It's just for safety. It's only a traffic camera. You have nothing to hide. But we've heard this all before. From facial recognition in airports to smart TVs listening in on conversations. Each step sold as convenience. Each layer justified by fear. Until suddenly, you wake up and realize you're living in a behavioral control grid where movement is monitored, actions are predicted, and deviation is punished. This isn't about traffic. It's about control. The power to track is the power to target. And once a system like this is built, it will always be abused by corporations, by governments, by those who believe control is safer than freedom. It doesn't take a dystopian leap to imagine where it leads. Roadblocks triggered automatically by a system flag, access to public spaces denied due to algorithmic scoring, or autonomous drones responding to location anomalies in real time. And here's where it gets even more twisted. These systems disproportionately affect the most vulnerable. Communities of color, immigrants, activists, anyone who can be labeled, sorted, flagged. This isn't speculation. It's documented, it's happening, and it's expanding. In some cities, neighborhood risk scores are generated not just by crime data, but by the average movement patterns of vehicles in that area, meaning your commute could brand your entire street. Entire communities can be deemed hot zones simply because of traffic patterns. The infrastructure is already here. The laws are not. In most places, there are zero restrictions on how long this data can be stored, no requirements to inform the public, no clear avenues for appeal. You can be watched, flagged, and punished, all by a system you can't see and don't understand. Even worse, many of these programs operate in public-private gray zones, immune to standard FOIA requests and shielded from scrutiny by trade secret protections. Law enforcement claims operational security. Corporations claim proprietary software, and while you may think, "I've got nothing to hide," remember, it's not about hiding, it's about power. Who has it? Who uses it? And who gets to decide what's normal behavior and what's suspicious? As these systems become more advanced, the threshold for suspicious behavior drops lower and lower until simply driving through the wrong part of town at the wrong hour is enough to raise a red flag, or enough to deny you coverage, blacklist your application, or place your name on an invisible list you'll never see. So next time you drive under that overpass or past that unassuming white van parked by the roadside, remember, your license plate is being scanned, your location is being logged, Your behavioral data is being modeled. Your associations are being mapped. Your digital twin is being refined. And your silence is being interpreted as consent. The grid is here, expanding, learning, normalizing itself. And the only question that remains is, how much of your life are you willing to have watched, calculated, and silently judged before you even know it's happening?